You know your design. You've felt the pull. You've seen the clues in your dreams, in your history, in the things you loved before anyone told you what to love. But something is sitting on your chest, something heavy, something that whispers every time you get close to stepping out. And that something has a name. Fear. Welcome to the C-Link. Today, we're not adding a new pillar. We're confronting the thing that stands between you and every pillar that we've built. Because here's the truth that no one tells you about purpose. Knowing your design is not enough. You can know exactly who you were made to be and still never become that person. Not because you're lazy, not because you're broken, but because fear has become the air that we breathe. And I want to break that down for you today because fear isn't one thing. It wears three faces. The first face of fear is the one you didn't choose. It's the fear that's fed to you. Every headline, every notification, every algorithm that's learned exactly what makes your heart rate spike and keeps serving you more of it. We are living in the most fear-saturated era in human history. Not because the world is more dangerous than it's ever been, but because access to fear is now instant, unlimited, personalized. You can hold every crisis on the planet in the palm of your hand before your feet ever hit the floor in the morning. And here's what most people don't realize. The system that feeds you fear, it profits from it. Fearful people scroll longer. Fearful people buy more. Fearful people don't question, don't create, don't step out. They just consume. That's not an accident. That's a design. But it's not your design. The second face of fear is the one that lives inside of you. And this one is more quieter, more personal, more surgical. It's the voice that says, who are you to do this? What if you fail? What if they laugh? What if you're wrong about everything you think you're supposed to be? I know that voice. I've heard it. When I was building the C-Link, when I was stepping into this calling to help people see the link between who they are and who they were designed to be, fear didn't show up as silence. My fear was never that nobody would listen. My fear was that people would listen from a distance, from the shadows, that they'd come across this message, feel something stir inside of them, and then scroll to the next channel that was easier, more entertaining, and less demanding. My deepest fear was that I would pour everything, my spirit, my soul, my body, into a vessel that many people would find, but few would actually commit to. That people would see the light and choose to stay, not because they couldn't see it, but because stepping into it required something. And that fear that your purpose will be witnessed but not walked in, that's the kind that almost breaks you. Because it's not about rejection, it's about indifference. And indifference is louder than any no you'll ever hear. See, this is where it connects back to what we've built in the first 5 episodes. Remember the spirit, soul, and body framework? Your spirit knows your design. Your spirit carries the blueprint. But your soul, your mind, your will, your emotions, that's where fear takes root. When your soul leads instead of your spirit, fear becomes the decision maker. Fear picks your career. Fear picks your relationships. Fear tells you to stay small, stay safe, stay silent. And your design, the one that was speaking to you through your dreams, through your history, through your childhood, it gets buried, not because it died, but because fear told you it wasn't safe to let it live. The third face of fear is the one nobody wants to talk about. And I'm going to say it plainly. When you remove God from the equation, when you try to carry your purpose, your pain, your future on your own shoulders, fear has no ceiling. It just grows. Because without something bigger than you anchoring your identity, you're at the mercy of everything around you. And I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about a building or a denomination or a set of rules someone handed to you. I'm talking about relationship, connection to the one who designed you in the first place. Think about it. We spent 5 episodes uncovering your design, your spirit's blueprint, the messages in your dreams, the patterns in your history, the clues from your childhood. All of that points somewhere. All of that came from somewhere. And if you try to walk in that design without the designer, you'll have the map. No compass. You'll know where you're supposed to go, but you won't have the peace to get there because every step will feel like a risk you're taking alone. There's a line that Christ has echoed throughout history for thousands of years. It says this: "You were not given a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, of a sound mind." Read that again. Fear is not part of your original design. It's not in the blueprint. It was never supposed to be there. It's a foreign agent, an intruder, operating against everything you were built for. And the antidote? Listen to me. The antidote to fear isn't courage. It's not grinding harder. It's not even positive affirmations in the mirror. The antidote to fear is love. Perfect love. The kind that shows you before you perform. The kind that designed you before you were born. The kind that doesn't leave you when you fail. Our brains are wired to love. It's part of our design. That love that I'm talking about, it casts out fear. Not manages it, not copes with it. It casts it out like it doesn't belong, because it doesn't. So here's where I want to bring this home. If you've been watching this series, if you've walked through the DNA of your design, the mysteries of the night season, the story your history has been telling you, the clues your childhood left behind, and you still feel stuck, still feel paralyzed, still feel like you can't move, it's not because the framework doesn't work. It's because fear got to the door before you did. And today I'm telling you that door is still yours. Fear didn't lock it. Fear just convinced you it was locked. So here's your action step. And this one is different from the others. I want you to write down the one thing you know you're supposed to do. The thing your design has been pointing to, that fear has kept you from starting. Just one thing. Write it down. And then underneath it, write this. This was given to me before fear ever found me. Because it was. Your design predates fear. Your purpose was set before the world ever had a chance to make you afraid. God has to be part of this. Not as a religion, not as a rule book, as a relationship, as the anchor that holds you when the waves of this world try to pull you down under. As the voice that's louder than the algorithm, louder than the doubt, louder than the fear. You were not designed to live afraid. You were designed to live on purpose, by your spirit, connected to your creator. Fear is not in your future. It never was. See the link, find your design, live your purpose.